Yo, yo, yo. Live just started. We're going to let some people come in here pretty quickly. We got about 2 minutes until the show starts, but season 3 underway. Let's get it. I'm so excited. I was going to say let's get right underway, but I just said we're going to start the show in about 2 minutes or so. But yeah, season 3, here we go. We did do some off-season takes and whatnot, but this off-season was quite slow, I'm not going to lie. I feel like last off season, or 2 off seasons ago, maybe even, like there was some big news going on. Just here and there, like quarterback changes and whatnot, but not really much so this year. I feel like in the beginning of the off season, there was, a lot of changes. Like for example, with the New York Giants, like just signing Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, while also drafting Jackson Dart. So those early headlines were created, but then later on, nothing as much, really. It's been real quiet. A lot of us have just been waiting for preseason, which that's going to be very exciting. You know what? I can't bolt this up. So the laptop's not working. Can't open up Chrome, so we're going to have to stream from the old phone. If Chrome loads now Chrome loads. Profile error occurred. Okay. That is unbelievable. Actually kind of upsets me. Just a little bit. But now it is 5 o'clock. We are here. We have made it. I'm going to pull up some news that we can read off of for the show. But let me know in the comments once y'all in here. Who's your team? Who y'all got this year? Who are you rooting for? Who do you think's going to win it? We all know that it's usually not the team you root for, unless, you're a Chiefs fan or an Eagles fan. But, it is what it is. Let's go ahead here. Okay. Man, I need a new laptop. I don't need a new laptop. I would like a new laptop. It is what it is. But yeah, it is 5 o'clock, so that means Season 3 is officially underway. Fantasy Blitz, it's your boy Elijah. Happy Thursday to those that celebrate out there. But here we go. Season 3. It's exciting times. We got some people already in here. Hello, Ann Guyot said hi. Hi, Addie. How's it going? Appreciate y'all joining in here. We are talking 5 players to avoid in your fantasy football draft this year. And as well as some honorable mentions, and I will as well have some players to replace those guys. So just be aware on the names that I'm mentioning, and then also just honorable mentions and their replacements. Man, this laptop is slow. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I got people in here. KPDH said hi. Wayne Heron, football, let's go. And then, excuse me if I say this incorrectly, hiya, something like that. Says, Uj, hello. Hi. How's it going? Appreciate you guys joining in here. Yeah, going to get rolling here in just a minute. Let me pull up some news. It's like when you look at the news, it's really just not a lot. Not a lot of good stuff. That's just like worth talking about. Like one of these right here was just, Calais Campbell, 39, getting ready to, start season. It's just like, what? I'm not too interested in that, man. I want some real stuff. But, once we get into starts and sits and with injury reports and waiver wires, absolutely. Wayne Heron says, I like this topic. Who is the worst to avoid? Right now, I don't want to give away any of the names right now, but I would just say players in bad situations. Now, all these players I'm going to name, great NFL players, great football players. I just don't like the situation they're in, and also the ADP, the average draft position. Some of those guys you should avoid, and I think there are better players to take in first, second round. Like, for example, I think A.J. Brown is a great player. He is one of the best wide receivers in the game. He's not on this list, but I wouldn't take him personally in the first round. I wouldn't take him either in the second round. I do think there's 2 guys in, let's say, a 10-man standard league. There's 2 guys out of 20 that I think that you can definitely take advantage of with their ADP. So I would like if AJ Brown somehow fell to you in round three, take him. Like absolutely. So it's all about the guys in their positions at their on their teams and in their drafting positions. All right. So one of the first pieces of news we have right here is Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice disciplining hearing set for September 30th. So that will be a good chunk into the season. I do think that he is worth getting down the line. I just want to get him early, and that leads us into this is not in order, but just one of the players, Travis Kelce, one of the greatest tight ends of all time. But we have seen his numbers go down a good amount in the past 3 years. I saw a stat that last year in the first 3 games had 8 catches for about 63, 69 yards, something like that. So quite crazy stuff. I wouldn't take him because Rashee Rice is coming back, right? You got Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. Yo, coin operator says, yo, question mark? Yo. What's good with you, coin? Welcome to season 3. This guy's been here since season 1. Let's get right into it, though. We're starting off with Travis Kelce. We want to stay away from him. He's an honorable mention, though. He's not one of the top 5. All right, let's see what else. Landon Dickerson, he was carted off from practice earlier in the week. However, he's expected to make a recovery by the beginning of the season. But, he serves beers at practice while recovering from knee surgery. We'll see how that goes. That's an interesting... Man, to be in the NFL, right? Like, it's just crazy. Also, Karol G to headline halftime show for the Chiefs Chargers game in Brazil. Like, that's cool, man, but I don't care. Like, come on, man, let's do it. Jerry Jones has revealed that he has dealt with stage 4 cancer the past decade or so and has just overcome it. So shout out to Jerry Jones. And then Odell has no plans to retire. He's drawn multiple interest from a lot of teams apparently. So we'll see how that goes. Get me in that official league. Oh my goodness, yeah, I forgot. We still got to get this league going. Yeah, Coin, I'll get you in there. Coin says, sup, Wayne. Coin is a goat, says Wayne Heron. Absolutely. And you already know we had to get it back. Yerba Mate kind of fell off in the last half of the second season. But, I got to bring it back. It's just too good. I'm really trying to stay away from energy drinks that aren't, great for you. I mean, no, I don't think any energy drinks are good for you, but this one seems, it's pretty organic. I'm trying to get more organic stuff. All right, let's just get right into it. There's not a lot of news. Don't want to waste everyone's time. Actually, the big one. James Cook and the Bills agreed to a 4-year, $48 million extension, giving him about $12 million a year. Obviously, with taxes, that's why I say about. But, yeah, so I was initially going to put James Cook on this list. And then yesterday he makes the signing. And then I'm like, okay, that actually kind of destroys everything. Now he's fully locked in because we all know how players may act. Cameron Hayward of the Steelers, not fantasy value, but he said he's willing to sit out regular season games. That guy's making $15 million a year. He's a little bit older. I believe he's around 37 years old. These players do have these egos, and they want what they want, and they will do anything to get what they want. It will affect the team and it will affect the player's performance. So I was looking at that. I was looking in other videos. Sorry if I wasn't answering. Oh, no, you're all right, Addy. Welcome to the show, for sure. Glad that you're here. We're just talking 5 players to avoid. And we'll go ahead with number 1, Aaron Jones, running back of the Vikings. I would just stay away. And the thing is, for me, is you're telling me this guy is going to play 17 games this season? Absolutely not. We can check out real quick if my laptop will allow it to move fast. When the last time Aaron Jones played 17, 16 games, a full season? Right now, is he one of the better players, or better running backs in the past 8 years or so? Absolutely. This guy's been incredible. But it seems like he averaged about 11 games. All right, well, 2024, he played 17. That's crazy. No, he didn't. Oh, man, I just got owned. I really thought he wasn't. All right, so he played 11 games in 2023 and then 17 last season. So he played a full season, but only 1,138 yards, 5 touchdowns. There's no commas, so I was like, what? 5 touchdowns, not great. And then his receiving wasn't too great either, about 408 yards receiving. I would just stay away from him. That Vikings offense is primarily focused on Justin Jefferson, so they would look towards him. Um, Benny in the Git says, "Cool, Mike." Hey, shout out to Pops for giving me this one. Loyal fans are in for you, Coach. Oh, come on, you guys are sweet, real nice. Definitely got to get y'all in the league. I think older players are almost always a risk. Yes, I also saw something too that running backs over the age of 28 have only finished, I believe, top 12 in fantasy rankings, and there's only been two players that have done it twice: Adrian Peterson and Derrick Henry. Now, there's not a lot of Adrian Petersons out there or Derrick Henrys out there, so just be wise on who you're taking when it comes to age. But that comes with Aaron Jones. I don't like the situation. I don't think he can stay healthy, so stay away from him. Number 2, Breece Hall, running back for the Jets. A lot of factors in here on this one. The coaching, Aaron Glenn coming in from the Lions. Yes, he was a defensive coordinator, but he is bringing that Lions mentality of use whoever is going to work best. And I just think that the Jets have too many options to make Breece Hall the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to rotate through Justin Fields. Obviously, they have Garrett Wilson. And then they have that one other running back. I can't remember his name. Braden Allen. These guys are all great football players. But also, Justin Fields is the one handing him the ball. You know, and they're probably going to run a lot of option plays. Who's to say that Justin Fields doesn't want to just pull it, tuck it, and go? So I would stay away from Breece Hall as much as I can. And like I said, guys, if these guys fall to you in the later rounds, take them. I don't expect them to, but go ahead and take them. Stack up your team with guys that you feel confident in the scenarios that they're in, and as well as their drafting. Addie says, yeah, wow, that a lot. I mean, yeah, we agree. It is a lot. And then that leads us to number 3, Garrett Wilson with the Jets. Same situation. I think there's just too much talent on this team, but they're also the Jets. I don't know how much Justin Fields is going to stay healthy, let alone how successful they'll be. Let's check out Garrett Wilson's ADP real quick. I was initially going to write all these guys' ADPs down, but see, now you hear me clicking. Nothing's moving, so that's cool. Yeah, literally nothing's moving. Okay. All right. You gotta love Fantasy Blitz. This is what we do it for. All right, we'll keep moving on. Number 4, Terry McLaurin and or Brian Robinson Jr. Terry McLaurin being the wide receiver from the Commanders, and Brian Robinson being the running back for the Commanders. Brian Robinson's more of a down back when it comes to just checkdowns and whatnot. So be on the lookout for that. And also I saw something that Jaden Daniels rushed the ball about 148 times last year. Now, those are a lot of attempts. 148. I mean, that's just a ton. All right, that's at least 7, 8 per game. That could be going to Brian Robinson, but Jaden Daniels is a great runner. So, there's no need. There's nothing wrong from a football perspective of Jaden Daniels taking these rushing attempts. It's just from the fantasy value. I don't like having my RB2, my flex, getting his attempts taken away from a quarterback. So I would stay away from him. And then also Terry McLaurin, whole contract issue. Deebo Samuel being out there. Yeah, I know it's Deebo Samuel, but he's still out there. I think that with Jaden Daniels, Brian Robinson Jr., and Terry McLaurin, and Deebo Samuel, that there's just a lot of room. Same situation with the Jets almost. There's just a lot of guys, and there's only one ball that can go be passed around. So I would stay away from him. Number 5, and then we'll get into the honorable mentions. Really, it's just one honorable mention after I said Kelsey. DJ Moore, wide receiver for the Chicago Bears. Just not very big on any Bears receivers this year. Mainly because a lot of question marks. All right. I don't want to base my team off of question marks. This is preseason, right? A lot of you guys should not have even drafted yet. If you have, that's okay. I don't like it because training camp still goes on. These guys still play preseason games. A lot of stuff can come out. A lot of guys can be hurt. And I'll tell you why. It's a quick story, but it's not a story. Back in the day when young Eli was playing fantasy for the first time, he was in a league with his friends. And a dear friend of him drafted Jordy Nelson, wide receiver from the Packers. And all of a sudden, in a preseason game, Jordan Nelson breaks his leg. Something. I don't know. He hurts himself, and he can't play for either the whole season or a good amount of the season. I'm pretty sure it was the whole season. Might have been a torn ACL. But it struck, like, the league that we were in of, like, why did we draft this early? You know, Jordan Nelson at the time was a great pick, but now he's hurt, and you don't want to play him. Also, like Andrew Luck, the whole year when he retired out of nowhere, people were drafting. There's a video of this guy drafting Andrew Luck, and like he just retired. He's like, that was my QB1. Boo-hoo, so sad. I would wait until about a week before week 1, and just around week 1, like just before, because everything's settled, everything's calm, and then we can get right into it. You hear me? Also, pause the video. Hit that like button. I've only got 2 likes, 6 people watching. It would mean so much if you guys can just hit that like button, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, that would be great. We are still at 1,000 subscribers. Hoping we get that number up due to the season beginning. And, you know, at the beginning of the season, see it all the time, of people just coming in and going out. Stay around. Sorry, the Europe has got me. Stay around. You know, we're going to offer a lot of advice here, a lot of just of our intake, you know, what we think is best. And also just nice little community to chat ball here. Hit me with your questions in the comments. You know, I'm here to answer anything. I may not know everything, but I know what I know, you know. So let's get into the honorable mention, the one, the only, Christian McCaffrey. Now, he obviously is deemed as a first-round pick. I would agree. Like, he's got the talent for it, but stay away. Any special guest with you this season, says Wayne Heron. I got a couple guys. I'm going to try to figure out how to get like a Zoom call in as a stream and just get some guys to chat some ball, maybe go back and forth. We'll see how that goes. Really exciting times. Definitely got some friends in there that can chat some ball. But back to Christian McCaffrey. Who is the best receiver on the 49ers? Yeah, it's Brandon Ayuk. But then you got Ricky Pearsall. And then you got Juwan Jennings and George Kittle. I don't see this passing group. And we saw it last year, second half of the season. I don't think it was a fluke. We saw it last year, and it was a struggle. It was a big-time struggle. McCaffrey's coming back, full healthy. Teams are really going to start loading that box and make it tough for the 49ers to run. Now, let alone, I think Chris McCaffrey's one of those guys where it's like, it doesn't really matter. You know, like, he's going to find a way to get some yards. He's going to find a way to score. I mean, he did have that streak of like 18 straight games of scoring. He's still going to find ways. I just don't like the idea of, you know, this room in San Francisco. And also the injury. This guy can't stay healthy. Kyle Shanahan's a liar. Can't tell us when he's healthy or not. So just, I would stay away from him. Now, round 2, if you like what you have and you're content with it and you don't see anybody else that's catching your eye like Christian McCaffrey, get him. I would say go ahead and go get after him. Just because of the situation that you're in, I don't, you know, think it's too bad. But stay away from him in the first round. Make a good pick in the first round, and if he's available in the second round, maybe even third, go after him. Coin Operator says, just a reminder, I won 3 leagues and placed 3rd in my last league based on the alpha Eli was dropping. Come on. Coin's a living testimony, man. You got to listen to this guy. I'm trying to help y'all. And I was telling someone at the gym the other day, and we can pull up the receipts next show. Last year, I said Jamar Chase was going to be the number 1 fantasy player, fantasy wide receiver. No one else had him there, okay? And if they did, it was like me and not a lot of us. Everyone had Tyreek. Everyone had Justin Jefferson. You know, everyone had Saquon, Derrick Henry, like all these big names. Yes, they're great players, but I'm telling you, it was Jamar Chase, and who ended up on top? Who ended up with the Triple Crown? Jamar Chase. And I've already told y'all this year, it's going to be Bijan. I have very strong feelings it's going to be Bijan. If it's not going to be Bijan, I don't know. I really don't know. We'll have to get into it later, but we'll see. Wayne Hand says, Coach Eli will steer you well. Come on. We're out here trying to win championships. And not placing last, because sometimes in the middle of your season, you look at your squad, and you're like, this squad was a banger when I first drafted them. And now I'm 4-5. I don't know what to do. I'm 1 game out from the playoffs. and it just stinks. So then you switch it to like, okay, I can't lose. I don't want to lose. So you don't lose. It's all about weathering the storm each week. You know, the weather changes every day. It changes every day. So you got to weather the storm, whatever's in front of you. That's just life. But we'll go through the list real quick again. And we're at a 20-minute show, not too bad. Aaron Jones, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin, or Brian Robinson Jr., and DJ Moore. And then honorable mentions, Christian McCaffrey, Travis Kelce. Again, don't like the situations these guys are in. Okay, great football players all around. Do not like it. But I'm excited for the season. We'll give this about 1 more minute. If you guys got any questions, really do appreciate it. Let's see. Let's pull up the NFL schedule. I know the first game is the Eagles-Cowboys. This is going to be a great one. Man. You know, it's a blessing and also a curse when, like, you got slow internet and you, like, start getting upset about it and you're like, I have internet. I'm blessed. But right now, I'm a little irked. Not going to lie. Oh, come on, man. Let's go. Let's roll. All right, this is preseason. So week 1 starts September 4th. That will be the Eagles-Cowboys. That will be at 8:20. That'll be on Peacock. What? Okay, it says YouTube for Friday. That's not true. NFL's going to make you pay. Kansas City at the Chargers, but it's in Brazil. Chargers are just the home team. And then the opening lines, Philly -7, Kansas City -3.5. I'm taking both. Obviously, Kansas City and Philly money line. There's no way the NFL would let them both start off 0-1. Like, I do have to think about this being scripted. I can't believe I just stuttered like that. About it being like a little scripted, and I'm like, there's just no way they'd have the Eagles and Chiefs starting off losing. Like, there's just no way. But I like those lines. I would definitely take Philly at -7. I would even take them at like -9. I think they're gonna whoop them. It's in Philly too, and they just won the Super Bowl. Like, those fans are gonna be crazy. Yeah, we got a really good slate of games. So September 4th, that'll be our first starts and sits live. Now, until then, we will be going over rankings, players to draft. This was the players to not draft. Next week, we'll start with the players to draft. Hoping for a big show on that one, but also I don't want everyone to see that, you know. Don't pass it on to my league mates. We'll see how it goes. But God bless y'all. Appreciate you guys so much. I'm so excited for Season 3. This is the official kickoff of Season 3 because we're, about 3 weeks away? That's awesome. That's great. Excited. As my dear friend, brother-in-law Hayden says, I feel like I have a pulse now. I feel like I've got a pulse. Season 3, Fantasy Blitz. Incoming, loaded. Let's do it. God bless y'all. Be kind to one another, and peace.